this is Cindy from Stamped with Aloha. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a sliding Santa gift card holder. So let's go ahead and get started on today's project. So I will be working with the Be Jolly stamp set. We're going to use this Santa image here, the To From image, and the words Merry Hello, as well as this little sled. Okay, let's begin with the outside pocket. So I have a 4x6 piece of real red cardstock. So I have my paper trimmer. I'm going to take my 4x6 and I want to score this in half. So I'm going to line it up at 3 inches and then I'm going to score it. Okay. Now, since I have this out, I'm going to also take this piece here. This is 2.5 by 5.25, and I'm going to score this at 3 3/4 inches. And this is going to be for the inside of the sliding pocket. Okay, so I'm going to take and I'm going to fold this card in half. I'm going to use a bone folder, all right? And then I'm going to add some adhesive as far over to the edge as I can. Just a really, really light line of adhesive there, and also across the bottom. Okay, so remember, just a really light line, and I recommend liquid glue for this project. Okay, and then we're going to seal that up. You can use your bone folder if you want to just burnish it and just make sure that that's going to be nice and snug. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our brick and mortar 3D embossing folder, and we're going to create a chimney by placing this in the embossing folder, and then I'm going to go run this through my Stampin' Cut and emboss machine. For the next step, we want to add some distressing to the bricks. So I'm going to be using a white craft pad. I'm going to open up the craft pad and I'm going to do direct to paper. So I'm going to hold up the bricks like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and just rub the craft pad over the top and add a little white ink to the brick pattern. Okay, the more you add, then the brighter your bricks will be. Okay, so now we have a little distressing on there, so that's finished. And now we're ready to do our stamping. So I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to fold up the pocket. This is going to go inside of our little slider card. I'm going to be using the stamp that says To From. So I'll get out my Memento ink. I'm going to ink up my stamp, and then I'm going to stamp that right there on the pocket. Next, I have a 2 by 2.25 of basic white. I'm going to stamp that with the sled image and the Merry Hello from the Be Jolly stamp set. So I'm going to start with the words first, and I'm going to stamp them at the bottom. And then I'm going to stamp the sled right above the words. Using a variety of Stampin' Blend markers, I'm going to now color this. All right, so now that's all colored, and then we're going to pick this up. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back. And I'm going to mount this to a piece of the sparkly black glimmer paper. And this is 2.5 by 2.25. And I'll mount those two together. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and take this piece, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to add some dimensionals on the back. And that's going to go right here. Okay, so our little pocket is done, and now we're ready to work on the insert, which is where our little cute Santa is going to go. So I'm going to take a piece of thick basic white cardstock, and then I'm going to stamp this image here from the Jolly Santa stamp set. I'm going to stamp him twice. Okay, so now I've stamped him twice, and on this particular image here, I'm going to color him using a variety of Stampin' Blend markers. And so when he is all done, he is going to magically look like this. And then for this one right here, what we're going to do is we're going to just take some paper snips and we're just going to cut out the beard so that the beard will look like this, okay? So then we're going to end up with these two pieces. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Fleur de Flamingo to just put a little pink inside the mouth right there. Next, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to tuck it into the pocket and make sure that it's going to slide in and that I don't need to crop it at all, okay? So that feels good. All right, and then what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna pull it out just a little bit like this, and then I'm gonna take my Jolly Santa and I'm gonna put adhesive on the back of him, just on the bottom half. Okay, so I'm not gonna put any on the arms, but just on from his belly down. And then I'm going to turn him and I'm gonna place him so that he's right up here near the top corner. And so I'm gonna line it up so that his arm is right there by the edge, the top of the cardstock. And then this arm here can be just right here touching the top part like that, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and take a gift card and I'm gonna just measure that and see that looks good. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna fit nicely. And so then next I'm gonna take this little beard and I'm gonna turn it over, and right at the top, I'm just gonna place 2 mini dimensionals. I wanna place these as far up towards the top of the beard as I can, okay? But you don't wanna put any dimensionals here on this part. And then I'm gonna place the beard on top of Santa. Hope I wasn't covering the camera. Okay, so now he has a 3-dimensional beard. And what that beard is gonna do is it's going to hold the gift card in, okay? So now we have the gift card that's gonna tuck underneath the beard, and then it's going to get tucked into there. So that will hold our gift card, so we don't have to glue this gift card pocket down. And then we're gonna tuck this in like this and slide it into the pocket. But then we're gonna take the beard and we're gonna overlap the beard so that the beard will be sticking out on the top of the chimney like that, okay? And then the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add some embellishments. So I have my jewel rhinestones, and I'm gonna pick up a rhinestone here, and we're gonna place a rhinestone right there at the top of his cap. And then we're gonna also place a small rhinestone right here on the bow on the front of this gift. And then I'm gonna do a red rhinestone right here at the top of that. So 3 embellishments. All right, so this project is done. Now before I go, I wanna share with you where this project originated. Okay, so my friend Zeny, who's just a gifted crafter and paper crafter, she showed me how you could take 2 memory and more cards. So this one is from the Gingerbread and Peppermint. And all you do is you score them in half. So this is a 4x6, so it's scored at 3 inches. And this is a 3x4, scored at 1.5 inches. You take your 2 folded memory and more cards and you just slide them together and you glue them together. Glue them here and glue them across the bottom to form your little pocket, your little pouch, okay? And so that's why this is a narrower gift card holder, is because it was designed after these. And so I took this idea and then I created this project here for a recent stamp camp that I had. And this is where I featured a little penguin punch art. I love that we have the word mahalo in our thanks and hello embossing folders. And then this project features this gorgeous Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper. But as you can see, it's the exact same project, same dimensions. It holds the little gift card. In this one, I did tack it down with glue, but you know what? You really don't need to do that because it is such a tight fit. Because on the one I showed you today, the Santa's beard kind of tacks it down. In this one, I decided to glue it down, but it really isn't necessary because when it's in the pocket, it will kind of hold itself in place. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning how to make today's project, and I hope you'll come back soon. I've been doing a lot of stamping for the holidays, so I'll have a lot more videos to share in the near future. Thanks so much for stopping by. I look forward to stamping with you again soon. Until then, aloha.